Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope this day is finding you well and happy. Welcome to Embracing Infinity. I'm Jennifer Rose, and we are on the Sacred Spiral Network and streaming to multiple pages so that we can reach our community and keep spreading the love and the higher awareness. So, hope you all are doing well today. Very excited to be bringing on a very special guest of mine, a dear friend and colleague, Karen Pery. She's a beautiful medium and animal communicator, and she will be joining us shortly as well. We are almost to the end of summer, so we have a change of seasons coming. So that's kind of exciting. I think people are kind of getting excited for, the colors to change and Halloween and Thanksgiving and all of the family time that's coming up ahead too. So always much to look forward to. But boy, it's a surprise to feel how much of the year has gone by. It reminds us how transient change is, because when the days go by, it can feel very slow. And then all of a sudden you look back and go, where did the time go? Oh my goodness. Real quick, want to say hi to some of our guests who are starting to join. Hello, Jennifer McCormick. How you doing, girl? Great to see you here. And our dear friends, Fran Pierce from Holistic Harmonies is here, and Melinda Ann is here. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us. So happy to see you, and thank you for supporting me and Karen and Kelly Brickle as well, and the Sacred Spiral Network. And there's Miss Ann Silva. Hello, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hi, girl. Good to see you. Very good. A couple of quick announcements before we get started. Today at 5 p.m. Pacific, which will be 1 a.m. in the UK, Kelly Brickle, our producer, is going to be on with the Psychic Hour, and she is interviewing another lovely medium called Jeff Jowett. So you have a few hour break, and we'd love to see you come back and watch the Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle and see her wonderful interview as well. And she will be hosting the Numerology Hour this coming Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time as well. In addition, I have my For the Love of Spirit Sunday service this Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK. We have the lovely Danielle Florio joining us from the UK as our guest spiritual medium and inspired speaker. Miss Fran will be doing her poetry that she channels, and we've got Team Angel Nancy Muratala joining us as well. It's going to be a beautiful day, so hopefully you can join us for that too, and you can find all that information on any of my social media pages or on my website. With that, I want to also say hi to Joseph Pritchard. Good to see you, Joseph. Thanks for coming. So nice to have you come supporting, and we hope you have a good time here today. And there's Miss Nancy. Good to see you too, love. So our beautiful friends are joining us here today. So I'm going to read a little something for you, and we'll have Karen on shortly. And hello, Mandy and Marion and Stacia. There's our girls, our beautiful friends and angels. We have a lot of angels in the house right now, so very happy to see all of you. Hugs to you too, Mandy. Thank you, darling. So with that, I found a special quote last night that I wanted to read for you all here today, and I hope you find it as meaningful as I did. It's full of depth and meaning, and so I'm going to read that to you real quick. It's by Giovanni Giacondo, and I haven't had a chance to look him up yet, but this is what it says, and I'm going to read it to you here. Life is so generous a giver, but we, judging its gifts by their covering, cast them away as ugly or heavy or hard. Removing the covering, and you will find beneath it a living splendor, woven of love, by wisdom, with power. Welcome it, grasp it, and you touch the angel's hand that brings it to you. Everything we call a trial or a sorrow or a duty, believe me, that angel's hand is there. And the wonder of an overshadowing presence. Life is so full of meaning and purpose, so full of beauty beneath its covering, that you will find earth but cloaks your heaven. Courage then to claim it. That is all. Oh my goodness, is that full of depth, meaning, and wisdom and beauty in itself? And I just had to kind of take a pause. I could feel the power and the presence of spirit as I read this. And I think it's certainly okay to label our experience as difficult or hard because they certainly are. But I do love that the we are being inspired to look for the gold that's buried, within our experiences, to look deeper between the lines, to uncover the layers, to see where are we going and what it will come of these experiences. And I know I've said this before, and you all have probably heard this in other places. It is often when we look back, we can see, now I know why all of that happened, rubbing my nose on that one. Now I understand all of that happened to get me here to this place. And usually this place is one of more strength, of more self-knowing, more of that know they self journey, of more freedom and empowerment. But I'm never going to, sugarcoat that. It can be very difficult to get there through difficult times. But to remember that there is beauty everywhere, and we will find the beauty within everything that we experience and perceive, and to keep looking for it is a gift and a talent in itself. And I feel like what Spirit is inspiring me right now is that we can ask. If we can't see it or we can't find it, we can put the thought out, Spirit, show me the beauty in this, because surely I can't see it right now. And ask them to bring it to you, and they will help to open up your awareness and give you some downloads of information that will help you to see it, that will help you to understand and give you that awareness. We're going somewhere with this. There are some gifts that will come out of this. And as I have also said before, we're always elevating and evolving. So there's few things in this reality that are permanent, or that I could say put into the I cannot deny category, because everything else just consistently fluctuate and changes and transforms and are transient. Most of our thoughts, beliefs, and knowings will continually to change. But I do feel, cannot deny, that we are consistently evolving. And so that means we're always pushing in the edge of more love and more beauty. So with the destruction also comes deep transformation, and it's always getting a little bit better. And I know sometimes that can be hard to perceive, but if we really stop and hold the higher awareness of it all and stop and look around, we'll see that it is true, because we are consistently evolving and transforming. We are consistently, going through that phoenix of the ashes, rising up from the ashes. We go into the fires again, and we rise up, consistently transforming and ever changing, always getting to a place where we know more love. And isn't that a beautiful thing, as we find ourselves in this infinite and eternal existence that is so much more than meets the eye? I am reminded now from Spirit of a story. A colleague of mine that I used to know, that since moved away, had a friend who passed from cancer, a good friend. And the this woman was able to get up every morning despite her medical condition. I want to cry as I say this, because it's the spirit. I don't even know this person, but it's the spirit that's surrounding me with so much love and beauty and depth. And I'm feeling all of you right now too. That what got her up every morning, despite her pain and her medical condition, that dying from cancer, was the birds. As long as she could get up and see the birds in the morning, she had the will to live. And when she could no longer do that, that's when spirit came and took her to heaven. So let us be reminded to see the birds, see the trees, the flowers, the sky. There is beauty in everything. And it is often after great transformation, painful transformation, that we will find ourselves looking outside, and even a simple blade of grass becomes so miraculous and beautiful. You see the patterns in it, you see the excellence in what created that, and you just go. So, with that, thank you for allowing me to share. It is always an honor for me to be able to do so. And I'm going to stop, take a quick break, say hi to y'all too, and then we'll have our beautiful Karen Pery coming on. Hello, Miss Stacia again, Leonard, Andrew. Spiritual animals do exist, yes. Stand Up Memories, hello. And Melinda Ann, hello. And there we go. Okay, I think I've got y'all. Beautiful. And Jennifer, yes, that's me. Phoenix Rising, yes. Frank the Eagle, love it, love it, love it, love it. So with that, I am so excited to bring my beautiful friend Karen on. She is the loveliest soul with the kindest, most beautiful heart. And not only that, she's a great medium and she's able to connect with our animals and spirit and here on the earth plane as well. So let's bring in Karen Pery. Karen,
Hello.
hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Jennifer. And your words were beautiful. Spirit always finds a way to tell us exactly what we need to hear. So thank you for sharing all that.
Funny how that happens, isn't it? Happens every time that way too. It's
Yep.
amazing, right? I know. Michael logged into Stand Up Memories account. Oh, you're Michael. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Now you get to meet Karen. We'll extend our family here, Michael. Good to see you too. So, Karen, my beautiful angel, would you just tell everybody a little bit more about yourself? Because I would love for you to be able to share you with all of us.
Well, sure. Where do we start? I'm here today with you because you're both a wonderful teacher and mentor and friend, and I would literally do anything to be in your presence and to share the gifts of spirit with you and with everyone. We met a few years ago through another medium, and I think um, I know some people who feel like they've had this connection to spirit since birth, or they had a significant moment. I was not that person. I really
You
didn't want to be a medium. I thought maybe that would be better for someone else. And there was I'd had a couple readings, and I kind of started to open my heart to it and open my mind. Probably my mind more than my heart. My heart was there first, and I went to been to a couple mediums, and it was like, oh, this is starting to happen. And it was, confirmed. And I hadn't even been to a medium ever until 2019. And it was such a profound experience for me that I was like, oh, maybe there's something to this. So, um, and I know a lot of our friends here are mediums or have been in these communities. I will tell you, the reading I was getting from the mutual connection that we have was probably one of the worst. And if I personally had been giving that after 20 minutes of giving information that didn't seem connected to my client, I probably would have said, let's reschedule, or let me refund you, because there was nothing. But before I'd gotten on the call, written in my journal, and my dad's has been in spirit for most of my life, I said, I just want my dad to confirm that this is a thing. I just need to hear from my dad specifically. And so after giving all sorts of evidence that I can only imagine was for his upcoming calendar, he said, well, this is interesting. And he started to get a couple. He said, well, this is interesting. He said, your dad's here to confirm your psychic gifts. And I was like, okay. And it changed the nature of that reading from just being a reading to a beautiful mentoring session where he said, okay, well, now that you're here, here's what you're going to do. And he said, this is this is up to you to figure out. This is DIY. There's no one's going to tell you the path. There's no way other than your way. And that's when he said, I think there's someone named Jennifer Rose out in California. Maybe that'd be a good person for you to talk to. And I did. And my friend Shannon and I connected with you and took a class, and it has been world expanding ever since. So that is a bit of my mediumship and spiritual journey of late. I'm also, I published a book a few years ago. I'm a mother of 2, currently empty nester. I rescue animals. And since I've been working in mediumship, and even since I think the first day we trained together, Jennifer, I have a very strong connection with animals and spirit. And so that's definitely been my sweet spot. I work with animals both in present and in past tense. So it's amazing. And, when I don't have time for it, it waits. And when I do, it's right there.
Funny how that works, isn't it, too? And yeah, and I'm so glad that everything worked out in such a way that brought us together too. And because it's been a gift for me to get to work with you and just watch you blossom and become all that you were meant to be, and so my job was really just to nurture what you already had, and that's what I like to do as a teacher. As you know, I never want to change anybody, because you're all different and have your own style of working. And so, and I love that as we went over through time, you realized your passion. You love being a medium and doing it all, but you had this special connection with the animals. And I'm certain that, is part of like your liking to rescue animals as well. And then I know you can communicate with them as well, so they can tell you if something's bothering them, right? Another owner of an animal could say, hey, can you come talk to, my dog, my horse, and you can fill into what they need and what's going on, that's a blessing to have. Not many people can do that.
No.
Yeah.
As my husband always says, I just do spreadsheets. You talk to the dead. So, and Sylvan, you're so kind. And I know Anne and I are connected for many years also through a writing group, and that is very kind. Thank you. Love the comments.
Yes, and you are a beautiful writer, Karen. I know that as well. So you're a woman of many talents, because I love to write as well. So you're a beautiful writer and a published author. You've had a lot of time as a coach as well, just like Shannon has too. So you've helped a lot of people extensively throughout the years in a lot of different ways, which is, I just want to give you a moment to just like look at all of that, like what a beautiful gift you are to the world, And what I've seen a lot is that when people are in helping professions like coaching, like counseling, anytime where you're providing services to people and there's dialogue going on, that opens up your intuitive gifts, and you end up using them all the time, not always realizing that now you're really starting to channel stuff. And I think there's kind of an aha moment where you realize, wait a minute, where did all that come from? And that's when you realize, oh, there's something going on here. There's something going on.
And not only that, but for me, I just kind of assumed that's how it was for everyone. And so when I was in a coach training, we had a story explained to us, and we were working on metaphors and imagery and intuition. And our team leader had given us a story, and she asked people, what did you get from that? And she told the story, and I was like, I just got the sense, and I was really speaking metaphorically, it felt like a glass just smashed. Like there was a moment like a Jewish wedding, like, there's a moment where, there's glass, then there's shards. Like there's the moment where it can't go back. And she says, well, that is what happened. A glass did get broken. I was like, and I was like, oh, intuition, check. Like I got that.
I know. Isn't that amazing? It really is. And you're realizing, oh my God, that really happened. That wasn't just figurative. That was literal.
Yeah.
And that is how it works. Because still sometimes when we do readings today, sometimes things come through that we think are figurative. And then we realize they have a literal interpretation as well, because of just of the way that it's flowing while you're already in conversation. So it's fun to see how that works and how that goes. And but I'm so happy you're here. and you have a very busy life. And so it's nice just to have this time, like just this little space of time where like spirits brought us all back together, for the love of spirit and for the love of our animals too. And I do feel like if you're up for it, we could do some messages for people here. I
Absolutely.
know we don't always do messages on the show, but we people love talking to their animals too. So if
Yeah.
anyone here that's joined us would like to receive a message, connect with one of their animals in spirit, or here, just let us know in the comments and just tell us you're open, and we will see who we are drawn to and go from there. Does that sound like a wonderful treat and surprise, everybody? That sounds
Well,
great.
it sounds great to me. Can I share a recent story of an animal?
Please do. Yes, yes.
All right. Well, while people are deciding what
Yeah.
they're open for. So, my husband and I have horses, and one of his horses, who has been retired for many years, it was her time to say goodbye. And I've been around a number of horses in their final moments, either right before or after. And very often, I can feel when their spirit has left their body. And sometimes it's just instantly, and sometimes they start talking to me right away in a way that they really didn't before. And this particular horse, her name is Sable. She was a worker. Like, she loved to work. She was just such a reliable horse, and she was over 30, so she's a very long, um, busy, happy, healthy life, until her illnesses and retirement. And so we're sitting, and she'd passed, and well, her body had stopped functioning, but she had not passed. And my husband's like, "Well, is she gone? Did she go?" And I'm like, "She's not gone." And I've yet to experience that, because often, I think we have that experience of knowing that when people have the opportunity to leave that body that's been a pain, literally filled with pain, that they leave and they're so happy, that spirit just elevates immediately. She wasn't leaving. And so I took a walk, and okay, I've got some people definitely okay coming in.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna finish up my Sable story. So I said, "Well, just tell her, like, it's okay to go. Like, she did everything you needed her to do, and tell her it's okay." And so I went for a walk, grabbed my water, and came back, and I was like, "Did you say it?" He's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Is she gone?" I was like, "She's not gone." And so I sat with her, and I sat with him, and I closed my eyes, and I began to feel her connections with spirit, because spirit was calling her back, and she wasn't ready to go. Um, and so I sat, and I could, similar to how I will experience spirit guides or animals in spirit, I just felt like this herd coming towards us in a very gentle way, not in a scary way. Um, and she still wasn't going. And so I imagined, I just had a flash of memory of, like, when in her life did she not work? Because she was so committed to being there by my husband's side, even after. And then I had a vision of her parents coming in, and I saw her reverting back to her very, very young self. And when she was a filly, before she had a job, she was light and she was free. And when she could connect with that younger part of herself, and felt her parents there, then she was okay to go. And I've never seen I told my husband, I'm like, I was like helping dial back time. Like, I've never done anything like that. But there's no need for her to be in that body anymore. And she still didn't want to leave. So it was an incredible
Oh,
moment. And as you've shared with me before, spirit's always growing us where we didn't know we could grow. And that was a pretty big one for me. I will never forget that. And I think for many things I don't forget, but that experience, especially of just feeling all the ancestors coming forward, and then finding that place where she could be free.
oh. I know
Oh,
there's so
thanks,
much
Melinda.
there,
It's really
and
sweet.
so much beauty, so much sacredness to that too. And it just feels like her spirit wanted to come full circle, like it was a return, a return to the
Yeah,
beginning, the beginning and the end,
yeah,
finding itself in the infinite loop, and they all came
yeah.
and took her. I've got chills with your story. It's amazing. And you've had a connection to horses your whole life, Karen?
Not exactly. So I volunteered with horses when I was young, but I didn't really have a connection to horses until I was an adult, and I this is way too long of a story. It's actually in my book. I don't have to go there, but there was a very long story of when I realized that horses would be amazing teachers, and um, I was excuse me if there's one of those energy burps. Um, there's I wasn't ready to take on the gift at that time, um, but I knew other people could, and so I figured I could bring people into those experiences, and then someone else could talk to the horses for them. Um, so that was I probably like really started when I started hearing them. It's probably been 10 or so years. And they have a lot to say. They do. I mean, all of our animals have a lot to say. And I think, very often people misjudge their animal's intelligence and they don't think that their animal has a point of view, well, I mean, we know we have when our animals are fussy, we know, but animals, they need to be in the conversation with us too. And I know that everyone who talks to their pets, everybody does, they're not just talking to themselves. They are specifically talking to that animal or being, and they hear them and they are experiencing that conversation.
That's so true. I had a memory pop up in my Facebook, and it was a man who was holding a little donkey foal. I didn't repost it, but I had fun with just watching it because that was something I shared. And he was singing, what the world needs now is love, sweet love, like holding this donkey foal like a baby, and the caption said, when the world has gone mad, here's this guy out in the pasture. It was such a beautiful, kind moment though, because the
Yeah.
love, like every animal feels love and has emotions and experiences and feelings and thoughts that we're not aware of. And if we can really connect with that, I think we come closer to ourselves and to nature and thus to spirit as well too.
Yeah.
So very true and very beautifully said. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a lot of takers here. And hello,
Okay.
RG, and hello, Jeffrey. I believe that Fran was looking to connect with family dog Mabel, and then Mandy is having a dog on this side with health issues named Hoover too. Stacia said she was open as well. I'm just kind of looking through the comments here. And
Okay.
Jennifer is connected to dolphins. Ooh, I love dolphins. And Anne is I'm curious about her cat Jack as well too. So
when you shared all those
anyone you feel
things,
guided to?
all those people, I definitely felt my stomach felt with Hoover. So I'd like to connect with. I'm sorry, who's our person?
That was Mandy. Oh, that's RG.
Mandy. Okay.
RG Mandy.
Mandy with Hoover. And this is a dog. Okay. Yeah, when you said it, I was like, oh, that's the one. So let me just connect there. So let me just confirm, Mandy. So I'm seeing that Hoover, I'm seeing a lot of gray hair and kind of a mustache. And I don't know if it's gray hair as sort of a symbol of an aging animal or if there's literal gray or an abundance of gray. Jennifer, would you mind just kind of reading these so I can still connect in so I don't lose them?
Yeah. And so Mandy is also RG, right? I think I know RG. And so if you could just give her feedback in the comments.
Okay, great dog.
And
Great dog.
she's saying yes. Yeah. RG knows how to do.
So,
RG knows how to stay with us and keep the feedback going.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be reading that because I don't want to lose the hug. Okay, so let me connect. So, and I'm getting sort of a smaller dog, and when I say smaller, like under 50 pounds, it's probably under 30 pounds, maybe 30, 40. I tend to have bigger dogs, so when I think of dogs being smaller, I have to define what that means because our new dog that we're working with, I found out is 112 pounds. It's a lot of dog. And so when I say smaller dog, I don't mean like under 100. I usually mean like a lot smaller. But I'm getting like between 30 and 50 pounds with Hoover. Does that sound about right, Mandy? 19. Okay, so small dog. Smaller than 112 pounds, as is the case. Okay. And I do see also, so I'm seeing his eyes, but I'm also seeing like some wateriness around the eyes. And that may just be okay, hold on. I got to slow down because I'm getting a lot of feelings when I start talking about him. Whatever's going on, he's still fighting it. He's definitely in the, this does not feel like, snack. This does not feel like this doesn't feel like an end for him right now. He is not feeling like I'm leaving for this. But I do feel like there's kind of a lot that's just happening systemically that is like, it's kind of like there's so many different little things happening. It's hard to know where to focus. And I do know that you're working with a veterinarian and trying to find the right approach to this. And it's interesting because Hoover's telling me he feels a little bit like this is a game for him. He is not averse to going to the vet. He does not mind being poked and prodded. Like he's really into this. Maybe he has a little bit more wisdom about what's going on, how we can help him. And just as the disclaimer, not a veterinarian, not medical advice, but I do want to see if he has any insights that we can share. I keep getting just like kind of gut and stomach. I keep getting something in my throat too, like a lot of stuff in my throat, which I mean always tells me either something isn't being said or lots of little things working. Okay, both. Because I'm just getting like it keeps coming up like I don't know how to say this, and so I'm just going to sit with that. He's saying like, don't stop, because he wants to get through this. I know that they do this to us, but he's like, there's something on the other side of this. That's a learning thing. I get chills as I say that, but there's something on the other side of this illness, and it does feel like this might be complicated for a little bit of time. Tummy problems, cough, diarrhea. Yeah, he's got a lot. Poor guy. He's also saying, like, don't forget to go out in the sunshine, and don't forget to like. While this may be a consuming experience because you do want so much for him, it's also like he still wants to be able to like sniff the flowers, and I don't know if going for walks right now is his thing, but like he still wants to feel the life happening around him, if that makes sense. And so he doesn't want to just be thought of as like this is I am all about this illness right now. He is still a very much alive dog who wants to be alive. And so it may just be a little bit of just taking him out in the grass and just laying with him and playing with the flowers and just like, walks, just giving him a sense of like, it's okay to rest in this moment. And he's telling me we're going to get through this. And it's funny because he feels like people dismiss him a little bit because he's older and he's a senior dog, and he's like, I'm not done. Like he does not feel, in his heart, he does not feel old. His body is telling some different stories right now, but in his heart, it's like, no, that's not me. So yeah, it's just a reminder to find the joy in this also. I know it can be really consuming, and we love him so much. And they can't give us the comfort when we're comforting them sometimes. But he really does want to feel that sense of the joy of being alive right now. And that's the message I keep getting. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I wish him all the best in the recovery, and hope that sooner rather than later. I know that we all work on spirit's time, not on our time, but I'm always like, come on, let's see if we can get that mood so he can get back to enjoying his life again in a more fun way than going to the vet. Although he's not upset about it. Yep. He's not upset about it. He's just kind of like, this is kind of boring. Like he doesn't like it. Oh shoot. I want to move on, but he's giving me more. He's just telling me they haven't figured it out yet. But he's like, but they will. They're going to figure it out. Like he's like, they're gonna figure it out. They just haven't yet. And he's being patient with it. He doesn't mind, but he would like to have like some feeling of life around this and not just about the illness. And I will leave you with that. Thanks, Mandy. Thanks for sharing Hoover with us.
That's beautiful. I love the name Hoover too, because I can just see like, oh, we're eating every little crumb on the floor. So it must have been that way as a puppy. And everyone, let us know if you're still here, so we know that if we go to the next reading, you'll be able to give us that validation in the comments as well too. And RG, just this one little piece that I was just picking up was his little paws. I know you said you walk a lot, but I just feel something going on with the little paws. Maybe need a little bit of just massaging or something like that. It just feels like they might be a little bit sore too. So he might enjoy a little hand massage, like we would always do, a little pampering for him too. So, so I'll give you that little bit too. Okay. So Jennifer has a dog, Casey in spirit, Nancy, my cat, Honey. Let me see here. Let me see. Kelly is open with Stormy the cat. Holistic Harmonies, that's Fran, has a dog named Mabel in spirit. And Melody has Brindy, a dog on this side as well too. Do you feel drawn to any of them?
Feeling drawn to the cat, and I'm feeling drawn to Nancy's cat right now. But I'm just going to give you what I have so far. So I'm seeing I love how this works because they all occur to me in different ways. And cats are always very slinky around my ankles. Like that's how I feel cats. And so, but sometimes dogs are cat-like and cats are dog-like. But I want to see if I can catch in this specific cat. So she's okay. So I do think this is your cat, Nancy. Because when I think of you, this cat makes sense. And she's like, I am a pretty kitty. She's like, I am a pretty kitty. And she feels like there's a sense of being fancy. And if it was like if there was maybe a special collar, maybe like a blinged out collar or like a hot pink, like I'm just seeing some stuff that like she was a diva of a cat. Nancy, does this sound like your cat?
She's coming.
I'll keep going.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
She says yes.
Okay. Pretty kitty. Like that's what she keeps telling me. And that might have been something that she was called, but it's just pretty kitty, pretty kitty. Like she's just, she keeps repeating that. She's got, she's funny. She's got kind of those like distinguished old lady vibes of like, you know, someone who would be very like, I'm going to sit for tea and people will wait on me. You know, she's very, she likes to be waited on. She was the star of the show, and like hand and foot, like she feels very royal and very elevated in her position. And that may be also literal, like she may have had an elevated like cushion, but I almost see it like a throne, like very like upholstered and like, okay, oh my God, she's like, yes, this is me. She's like all about me. Well, hello, Honey. She is spectacular. So now that we're all clear on Honey, she's telling me she didn't like the end very much, and that tells me that there is perhaps an illness that she wasn't like an incurable illness, and that that it took some of that joie de vivre from her, that sense of, you know, that being above all everything, that in that later time period that she wasn't quite herself anymore. And she did not like that, like, because she loved that life she had. And I'm going to come back to this because it feels like, okay, so I'm getting some tears here. It feels like there was a decision that was being made for her at the end that was the most dignified possible way. And I'm just seeing like closed eyes and tears. She feels very held and very cherished. She feels like she went very peacefully. She but she was done at that point. Like there wasn't much. She had lived all the life she had to live. and it may not have seemed like that to you and your husband at the time, but she's acknowledging like she was done, and it was okay. It was her time, and she did not. It's funny, she wandered off, like, she didn't want the fuss, she was just like she was just done. But I do feel her being very held in this. She feels like she was very safe. I just feel like almost like it's just kinda cocooned around her, like, there was, a lot of, a lot of space held around her, just that, and I think also just her energy made her such that, like, she's a very divine being, as all animals are. Thank you, Nancy, love you too. Um, she feels like she just has a very warm, protected energy around her. I do feel that emanating warmth from her, and that honey glow too, of like that amber just glow around her. I get chills as I say that. I do feel like she does visit you, but in a kind of sneaky way. Um, so I'm gonna see what that's about. I'm like, I'm gonna come back to that amber, that honey, that warmth that she emanates. So, I'm getting like corner of the eye stuff sometimes that you might like, what am I seeing something, or recognizing something? And she's just being tricky. She's in spirit. She's very playful again, and and she likes to have all this. I'm going to call it freedom and flexibility to kind of be wherever and whenever, but she likes being tricky with you. And I get chills as I say that. So I'm going to take that as she's like, yeah, I am. Yes, you do. Okay. Um, and she says, I'm in this for the long haul. She's like, I am always going to be with you. I'm always around. I know that you've had other pets and close family members. And I call pets family members, but she's always around. And she's like, she blesses you. She shows me that she's just blessing you and she's around you. And she also just showing me just a lot of love around you. And I know we've done some work together in the past. So I am just feeling all that love around you from your family tree. Um, and not just the animals, but just all the loved ones, who love that you're doing all this, man, because they love. And again, we have done work together before. I'm like, oh, I remember your family. They're all just coming in right now. They're a hoot. Um, but they love that you're stepping into your gifts more. So I'm sorry going from the animal into your family, and I'm getting a big group message from them. But they're having a blast, and they are so grateful that you're doing this because they love being able to. Um, they're saying party with you. I know you're gonna know what that means more than I do, but they're saying like they are loving this with you. And so they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know. Someone's handing me lasagna to hand you. They're like, here, eat, like have something. Like they're just showing all of their gifts to you and back at you. And so um, it's just that this is funny because I do feel like you're going to have some dreams coming up, but I know that they're always with you and they are just informing um, what you're doing and sharing with you. They're telling me to tell you to lighten up. That's their message, not mine. But just to keep finding the joy in this, and remember that joy. Like they are laughing. They are like a carnival of family. They're very bright and very colorful, and they're like, have fun, like stop being serious about this. So and I know you're going to take it serious because you're a professional, but they're saying like lighten it up for yourself. Oh wait, your cat ate lasagna on the counter and we laughed. Okay, awesome. There's your lasagna back.
Oh my goodness. That's so
That's
cute.
funny. So Nancy, I'm going to leave you with all of your family's love, and like you just walked into a party. They're going to hang around for all of us because they love this. They love playing this game. So they're going to keep bringing them in, ushering in. Excuse me, I'm getting all the spirit stuff right now. But and they're just again thanking you, acknowledging you for knowing how special you are. And truthfully, like they just like they're like, she's our doll. We love her. We're so happy she's doing this. And you know that. So I'm just thrilled to have connected with your family again and with your sweet honey. And so I will leave you with all of that. Amazing. Oh
That
my
was
gosh. Now I
lovely,
want
Karen.
lasagna for lunch.
What a I know, what a beautiful read. Real quick, Nancy, Would you understand? Because I know you said she was your baby too, because I was getting memories of my own kitty in spirit. And hi, Patrick. Thanks for joining us. You held her like a baby, and I had a cat that used to hang out on my shoulders, and so I just need to ask you if Honey ever hung out on your shoulders or your husband's shoulders, or if now you feel anything energetically there, because my kitty used to do that for me. She would jump up and just hang out on my shoulder while I was sitting here putting my makeup on. It was very unusual, but I was feeling that for you too. So I had to give you that as well. So as I was moving that forward, because I knew the memories of mine connected with the memories of yours. So okay, glad that you understand that too. And I would also feel like kind of knocking things over in your house. So if things kind of like tip over, then you'd understand. Yes, okay, both of you that she did that. Okay, beautiful. So good to know. I feel like she's knocking things over too. Would have done that then and is still doing that now. So things are kind of tipping over, little coins falling off, and you're going, what is that? Was that spirit? Who is that? I definitely think Honey was part of that, part of that process too. So too funny. So thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. So happy that we got to give Nancy a message too. So that was
I know.
lovely too.
Nancy, if you want to connect after, I am also getting some dogs around you, and I want to make sure that we have time for some other guests to come in. But I'm hearing your dogs, so we can talk another time. But I just want to let you know they're like
Beautiful.
us too.
I know. Karen, I was feeling drawn to Fran, and I know Fran wants to talk to her grandbaby, Mabel. Mabel would be her grandbaby. But Fran, I was also, let me know if you're still here, beautiful. Oh gosh, she's still here. I was also feeling your dog Teddy Bear, who's her baby, is Teddy Bear too, because I was feeling Teddy Bear in with Mabel. They were like coming in together. So your baby and your grandbaby. But I know that Mabel is who you want to speak to. That's her daughter's dog who passed recently too. And so there's still a lot of like new grief there, and we're missing too. But I definitely need to tell you, Fran, that the two of them are together and they're playful and they're having a marvelous time playing together up in spirit world too. And I know they come in together as a pair to visit you and to visit your daughter as well too. They're keeping a very close eye on your daughter so that she can, help to heal from the loss and so forth too. But very much wanting to let you know, doing okay, doing very well, and that they're together too. So I'm seeing Teddy Bear with a cute little bow right now. So being just very, very cute. And with that, I'll hand it over to you, Karen, and I'll let you
Okay.
finish the link.
Yeah, so I was, Fran, as we started talking about the dog, and I wasn't sure about Mabel, but I remember Teddy Bear as being the grocery cart dog, and that's how he's reminding me of his presence, of being that ever present with you everywhere you go. And as soon as Jennifer started talking, I'm like, oh, the grocery cart dog. So right there with you. Mabel's a sweetheart, just so sweet, so loving. It's interesting too, because I don't normally feel this, but I do feel it because it's a recent loss, that she's feeling the loss too, of like she's mourning also that relationship, because she is so fresh in spirit. And of course she's being held and cared for and in that abundant, beautiful, perfect love, but she also misses your daughter. She's feeling how missed she is, and she's wishing that she could just provide that comfort, that little nuzzle, that sense of that wonderful warmth and presence, that only a dog can give. Different animals, different things, but I do feel that she's just like, I miss her too. Like, so that's what she's saying. No, that's funny, Nancy. But I do feel like she's just like, she's very much in the grief with your daughter. And she just wants to say, like, she's not alone. Like, she's not alone. She's never alone. It's just like she's coming through almost like a teacher. She's like, it is hard. Like, this is a hard time. And as she's saying that, Jennifer knows, and many of you know, we lost two of our dogs this year. And they were both old and lived their wonderful lives. But as Mabel is here, she's also helping me to say, like, we grieve with you too. So they all just feel very close and very comforting. that hearing that song, like, "You Never Walk Alone," um, and I do see that if your daughter's going out for walks and having those missing Mabel moments, um, Mabel saying, "You never walk alone, you never walk alone." But she wants her to go for walks and see the things and remember and have those happy memories back so that, because it is, when we have those losses and they are so fresh, it's hard not to think of those last days as being the most important. But the most important days were all of the days. And so Mabel's just reminding her to like enjoy all of the memories and not get stuck in the later ones. Um, Even though I know that's very difficult. Personally know that's very difficult. Um, but she just kept just telling me, like, "Go for a walk," and she's just showing me flowers and fences, like, just being out in neighborhoods, and also just, to keep getting out of the house too. And I know it's hard when in grief that there's a tendency to want to isolate, and feel like, "Oh, I'm all alone in my feelings," but, Mabel's here reminding her that, like, she is in the flowers, and she is in the butterflies, and she is oh, that's beautiful, Jennifer. She is in all those things because she is part of spirit, now, and she's just feeling like there's this great gift for her to now give to your daughter that, that because she is now not just in one place, but she is everywhere. And I want to really emphasize that because she's just showing me, she's like, all of the things. I am all of the things now. Um, Even though, of course, she was before, but she's like, I am all of it. And so, not to look down, but to look out and up and above, um, and to, to connect with that mystery and wonder and awe of, the very blessing that we got to know each other, she Mabel and your daughter, but that, that those connections happened, and she's like, all of it, it's so big, it's so huge." And so I want to leave you with that, just the abundance of love that comes with her, and to get outside, like, even though it's super hot right now, but to keep getting outside.
Oh, such a gift, such a beautiful read. Thank you, Fran, for
Thank you.
allowing us to connect with your pups for you too. And when animals come through, everyone, it's such unconditional love. They just feel like pure love, and that's why sometimes we don't even always pick up on the gender with them because they're just pure love. That's how they show up, and they feel like our children too. So it becomes very emotional. It's another kind of grief. Grief is grief, but it has its little colors of the rainbow, and it's like people sometimes could say like, oh, it's that I'm sorry you lost your pet, but maybe they might think insensitively like, well, it's not a human, like you don't understand the bond between, yeah, some people think that, and the bond between us and our pets is very much like parent and child. It's an incredible love. And this reminds us, that to hold space for every day, of the joy that we get to spend with those that we love, whether they're animals or humans, children, adults, just to remind us that every day is precious. Hi, Krish. Thanks for coming, love, too.
I want
So
to
with
share something.
that,
I just have to grab from
yes,
my wall because I keep being drawn to my own background.
please
But
do. And if
um,
anyone is still here and still open, if just refresh us in the comments to let us know, because I think we could probably do one more message at least
so
here.
um,
So
so I had this
yes.
made at Disneyland, and it's my daughter's profile with our dog Zuma, who was her very best friend,
Oh,
and
see them.
she took this with her to college, and it's on her bulletin board. But it's that, the memories of them never go. They never go, and they're always precious, and they're always sacred, and they know that, and they want to remind us that we are that sacred too.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Karen. And I'm so sorry for your loss of your dogs too. It's been a hard one, and so thank you for being here with us. I kind of feel like this is therapeutic and cathartic too.
Always.
And so we're very blessed to have you with here. Um,
Thank
so
you.
Anne has her 18-year-old cat that's just hanging on, and Stacia is looking to hear from Chi Chi. Jack is Anne's cat. Hanging on to see if you feel drawn to any of them. Patrick is open as well. Melinda's little poodle saying hello, Archie. Thank you. And let me see, and just see, and Krish would love a message as well. And let me
I
see.
keep being drawn to Jack.
Okay. Jack the cat. So Jack
the
is
cat.
here in spirit.
Wait, was there? Hold on. There was
And
a
then Melody
Patrick.
has Lolly, her cat too.
I was hearing a male name and I was getting Jack confused with Patrick. So can you just say them again?
So Anne has her cat Jack, who is 18 years
Jack.
old and is close to passing.
Hanging on.
And then Patrick is one of our guests here that's on one of our friends that's also open to receiving a message as well. Nicole is open. Melody has a cat, Lolly too, who she's hoping to connect with.
So I am feeling a dog right now. And I keep being connected back to Patrick. So Patrick, is that, are we connecting with a dog for you?
So if Patrick, you could let us know in the comments real quick, love.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's just a smidge of a time delay.
I am getting, I'm getting a dog. I'm getting a, so it's coming in on my male side. Okay. I do feel like a male dog, and he feels like, as opposed to Hoover, a little one, he feels like a bigger one, like a big furry, like a longer haired dog. I'm seeing white and gray, almost like a sheepdog. I'm not sure if it's a sheepdog, but sorry, energy. Always. And so it's a dog that feels like it maybe needed to have like hair pushed out of his face, or like I'm just seeing like you couldn't always see the eyes. Okay, Collie. Because I'm getting like a lot of the fur around the face. Beautiful animal. That's honestly one of the best parts of being an animal communicator, is meeting all of these just incredible animals. They're like, I am the most beautiful. So we come back into this. So it feels like this is an animal that's been gone for a while. Like almost to the sense, and I don't know, I want to tap into this a little bit more. Feels like this dog's been gone for a bit. Because I'm feeling sort of like an absence of time, you know, as opposed to where Mabel felt very close and like very, very close. This one feels like he was back in time more. Noises outside. And I want to say,
yes, 15 years, you're correct.
Yeah.
It has been a long passing.
Yeah, because I'm like, I keep getting like pulled back in time. Okay, thank you for validating that, Patrick. Because it feels like, and the energy of this feels like childhood dog, but not quite, but like a younger part of life and like a growing up period together. Okay, you also have a Jack. I feel like a growing up together, like we went through things together. Like it felt very much, in a way, okay, I get chills as I say that. One of my husband's horses who passed a couple of years ago was like his brother. And they did so much together, but energetically they were brothers. Like they were not, you know, horse and person, they were brothers. And I do feel that with this dog as well, just the sense of like brotherly connection, like a real, like a companionship and camaraderie, and and it's interesting as I'm feeling this dog, because Patrick, you knew that he understood everything that you were saying. Like this is a dog who knew you were having conversations, and the dog's like, of course we were. Like, of course we were. And really feels like he was there for very important parts of your life. Yeah. That like, and he's I don't know what you've got going on right now, but he's kind of given an attaboy, like, you got this. Like he's like army buddies. Like I just get the sense of like that we went through things together. And so whatever you got, he's very proud of you right now. And this is something, you know, and he comes through in that kind of fatherly wisdom as he's saying that. He's very proud of you. And he's showing me that, awesome, that you're stepping into something that's as you said, trance. I'm like, it feels like you're stepping into something that's a little bit outside of where you've been, like being that pulled forward. And he's like, yes, like he is 100% validating that this is a good move for you. He feels like this is very special, and he's acknowledging you're being very thoughtful about this. And again, just that attaboy, like he's like, of course he is. Of course he's being very thoughtful about this. And he's also showing me that I'm seeing other animals in spirit around him too, but he is just acknowledging that that he sits by your side as you're doing your work. And he says all you have to do is kind of lean back into that and know that he's there. He's always got your back. That's what he's saying. He's always got your back. And he says that you know that. He says you need the reminder sometimes too, but he says you know that, and just keep trusting. He's saying like trust that still quiet voice, like that voice that comes through. He's saying trust it. And he's showing up as a I don't want to say guardian angel because I don't feel exactly like that, but I do feel like he's showing up in that guardian angel kind of role and energy of he's helping guide, he's helping support. He is telling me he very much still wants to be a dog. He is not interested in, in other jobs right now. He is very much loves being that dog. Thank you, Mandy. And so, yeah, he's pulling back now. He's just saying, keep going, just keep going. And he's proud of you and thanks you for remembering him always. He's funny. He's like, the time has passed, but I know that I'm always right there. And he knows. Very, very special. Yeah, and he's just thanking you and acknowledging you and thanking you for being here today to hear this. He says you don't always take the time for yourself, and so he's glad that you gave yourself this time to be present for this, because he says you don't always slow down for all of the things that he's trying to say. So with that, a little bit of slowing down a little bit more to catch up. But he says he's there, he is there, and he's just, again, really, really proud of you and thanks you and honors the service you're giving as well. And so I'm going to leave you with that.
Beautiful read, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Real quick, Patrick, can you understand with your dog that there were some heart issues? Because as I was linking in with you and Karen, I was just feeling like a lot of tightness in the chest here too. I also was feeling personality-wise, very smart dog, quite the character as well. Like it's almost like he wants to put a hat on himself just to like be funny and like show his like funny character. Yes, you do. Okay, thank you. So he's definitely coming through kind of like a tip of the hat, top of the morning to you kind of thing, to show you that he's still him, that your dog is still your dog, still has that same character, still is, full of that like kind of quirkiness too. And I'm getting these like memories of him peering around the wall, like peekaboo kind of doing this. So would have been very playful and funny. So just want you to know that playfulness is still very present too. And I just want to take a big breath to let you know, like, oh, like I can breathe. I can, I'm fully in that space of, freedom and, vibrant health because he's in the space of the energy. So I was feeling that for you. So I just wanted to add that little bit on. And again, thank you for being here with all of us to do today. What a treat to be able to make these connections too. Karen, I do feel like we could work with Anne and her Jack to her cat Jack. Not we have a lot of Jacks. So Patrick connects with the Jack. I have a dog named Jack in spirit. Anne has a cat named Jack who's here too. But yeah, I feel like, are you still here with us, Anne? Just wanted to double check. You're very welcome, Patrick, too. So Anne, are you still here with us, love? Because I just feel like I wanted to see if we could help out too. Let's see if she's still here. If not, we can move on and try to connect later. But just wanted to double check. Are you still here, Anne? She might have had to go. I hope not. Okay. All right. Want to squeeze one more quick in, see who you guided to, Karen?
Okay, let me see.
Nicole's
So I'm
got
feeling a lot
Tina,
of
who's a cat. A lot of cats
I'm
today here.
I'm feeling the cats right now because I'm feeling like a lot of
Hmm.
cats. And I feel like there's a couple that want to come in to share a message. Just feeling where we are with time. I do feel like they are coming
Yeah.
through. I'm getting some
Yeah. So there's
fluffy
Krish and
kitties.
Nicole. Hmm.
Um, so I've got like
Yeah.
a fluffy white cat. Kind of reminds me of the cat from Murray from the Aristocats.
Aristocrats.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing a
Mhm.
pretty white cat, very furry. I am seeing a couple others that are coming through. Does anyone want to take the white cat that's coming
I can take a
too?
white
Because
cat.
you can take a
but
white cat, a
but
white
let's
girl cat.
let's check with oh yeah, Nicole
That's
and
Lolly.
Krish. Melody connects. That's Lolly,
Lolly.
the
That's
white
Lolly.
fluffy cat. I think you're with
Okay.
Melody.
Okay. Oh, when you said that, like my heart got big. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
um,
And
and
Krish,
also
and Krish
Krish.
also. So
Okay,
all the white
Krish
kitties are
also.
here. Look at
Yay, I
it's so
they do it.
cute. Oh my
They do
gosh.
their amazing work.
Hmm.
So I want to just come over for Lolly. Um, she's really sweet. So she's like sweet and playful. She's like, and I assume this. I'm going to assume this is Lolly, but this may be Chris's cat as well. But I'm getting like a frisky little kitty that very playful. She's how do I say this? Um, I don't want to say she's up to no good, but she feels like she's got a lot. Like she might hide things or like bat things underneath tables just to make it a little bit of a game. Like whoever this cat belonged to, she makes it a game, or she made a game of going under, like putting things that you would have to find them for her, and she would know fully where they were. But she was like, "Oh yeah, this was fun for me," and she's kind of a little bratty about it, but she's like very frisky. Okay, Chris, that's yours. Melody, does that also sound like Lolly, or is this more of Chris's cat? And I'll just keep going with this
We
cat.
might
So
have them all
very,
coming in together
yeah,
too. Yeah.
as they do. Okay, and so I'm just getting like
Yes, Melody's a yes too.
a lot of purring right now, and I get chills as I say that. So a lot of um, contentedness. These cats feel like they knew how loved they were. I'm gonna call these both of your cats at the same time. So super loved, and um, they feel like they were really good companions. At least one of these cats feels like she would have been there, and being very comforting in sad times. She feels like if there were tears, like she would not run away from feelings like some animals do. I'm speaking of my own dogs, but this is a cat that feels like she would have been next to you and curled up with you in sad times, and knows that knows that when she was gone, that part was also missed. Um, and um, and of course, always the messages, they're always here with us. But she feels like that she's very trusted. And like I keep getting just like right up here. Jennifer, is that your cat too? Like an up here cat? You were saying that earlier, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah too. So yeah.
But
So
like
Krish
just
is
extremely,
yeah. Go ahead. Mine used to
both of
hang
you,
out
just
on my shoulders. Yeah.
yeah, but just extremely comforting. Like so balancing that very playful nature. So when I see that cat being very close, I don't see them like pulling at the hair. I just see like very respectful of like, I know that I am a part of your healing, and being just um very cherished. um it's so hard when they're gone, because they play such important roles with us in our lives. And Jennifer, you were saying like cats are I mean, our pets are often closer to us than some of the people in our lives, because we have such intimate relationships in those everyday. And these cats are just showing me those everyday moments that they felt being cherished, um, and also cherished their people. And so it's very mutual. I keep getting the word respectful with these cats. Um, I do want to come back to Chris. You've got, yeah, like your kids. I get
Krish's
it,
cat is Leo.
Leo.
Yeah.
Because I
And
am getting
Melody's
it.
cat.
So on the side that feels more male to me, I'm just going to acknowledge that this little guy feels like he would have been a long time companion, like a very long life together. Um, and just showing me like like loved every minute. Um, really glad that he was picked, um, and saying like he picked you. So I will acknowledge that as well, that they do pick us because they know exactly who needs what. Um, but that oh gosh, I'm like I got the two. Yeah, longtime companion. Um, he's showing me a picture um, that's significant, and you look at him and like touch the nose. Like he's just showing me touching the nose, um, and just feels very special. Um, it's they went from being very like we to being very quiet, and I just want to acknowledge also that space that they're giving for all of us who are missing our animals, um, to in having us all here together and calling us all here together. um, I think a lot of these animals know, and I think in particular your two cats that I'm working with right now, they know that sometimes it's easier to have these connections with animals, and sometimes it's okay to have those connections with people too. And so they're saying like, even though we're not here, you have community with you, you have community around you, and it's okay to like to step out a little bit, because even though some people aren't great, there's a lot of people who will hold those feelings in community and cherish. I'm going to say not as much as your animals do, because animals are very special in what they do, but they are they're just saying like look beyond and know that there's community holding you, um, in your grief and in your joy. Um, this is very special. I'm so glad you were all here to bring these animals in, because these two, they feel like bookends, and they feel like they're grounding the session, and they're saying you've done enough, we've done enough, we're here. Um, yeah, I get chills as I say that, and they're just like, these two are just like giving me like the lions in front of the New York Public Library, like those big lions. They're like, we're here, we're stopping, this is it, this moment in time, we're gonna hold this with you, and they're like, no more words, we're good. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Very special. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful, Karen. Thank you. Thank you. And it's interesting to see like three white cats, three jacks, like, like all of the power of threes that came in. Um, Karen, any last minute words you would like to leave us with before we finish today? Love, thank you for such beautiful readings for everybody.
Thank you. We are in a position right now where we're opening our hearts and our home to a new animal. And as you all know, there are always animals in needs of homes. And sometimes it feels too soon. And our animals are saying, maybe challenge those timelines a little bit, because if you're missing the love of a particular animal, there's a particular animal that's also missing you, just doesn't know it yet. And so go rescue animals, because they need it. And shelters are overfull. So now is the time to open your hearts. And if not now, then soon. Your animals always give their blessing to share the love in bigger ways.
Beautiful. Thank you, Karen, so much for your
Thank
time
you.
today and for being here
Oh
with
my
all
gosh.
of
Thank you
us.
so much for having me.
Beautiful messages. It's a gift for all of us too. For everybody who's joined us, thank you so much for coming and supporting us. Thank you for sharing and commenting and hearting and tagging and subscribing. We really appreciate it. It helps us all to keep growing as well. Quick reminder, Kelly Brickle will be on with the Psychic Hour with Jeff Jowett, her guest, who she'll be interviewing at 5 p.m. Pacific time today. My Sunday service is this coming Sunday. We have guest medium Daniela Florio, who's also been a guest on Embracing Affinity. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time this coming Sunday. And Kelly will be back on Wednesday with the numerology hour as well. Thank you all so much for joining us and for all of your love and all of your support. And may all of this love, all of this healing, all of the joy of connection that we have all got to create and experience today be multiplied infinitely, so that every form of consciousness, every person, every animal, every life, every form of consciousness can feel loved, cared for, peace, harmony, and the sacred grace of spirit within them. And may everybody who is lost find their way home and in the arms of angels in safety and security and warmth and love. So with that, have a beautiful weekend, everybody. We hope to see you again soon. Take good care of yourself. Lots of love to all of you. And thank you once again for joining us here today on Embracing Infinity. Thank you, Karen. Bye, everybody.
Bye.